Let's see, what's up?
What's up? What's up?
What's up?
All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm just going to talk because I can, and if I know that I can, I will talk. Ladies and gentlemen, and I say it with all the love in the world, ladies and gentlemen, here is what is causing all this. The man that is here for the job, ladies. Accept no substitute, throw Bubba out of the bed, and you have Gigi right here, ready for action. And I believe we're on the air until I can say, I'll just keep on rumbling on until I know, in fact, we're on the air. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, it's that long. And now we got a lot to do in a short time, and I want to get down to the nitty-gritty. But meanwhile, till I know that we're on, I'm going to do some more rap. All I want to do is run my zoom, zoom, and then boom, boom, and shake that rum. All I want to do is run the zoom, zoom, and the boom, boom, and shake that rum. I want to see the booty hop, then I want to see the booty pop. No, 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 no. Yeah, 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 yeah. All I want to do is the zoom, zoom, and the boom, boom, and shake that. Okay, I'm embarrassing. I'm embarrassing. Okay, so listen here. It is the Gorgeous George Show, and I am on right now. Welcome to my neighborhood. Welcome. Where there are thousands and thousands of fans that just absolutely worship the ground that I walk on. And you know what they do when they worship the ground that I walk on? They go down like this. And they go down like this, and they bend down. Tonight, it gives me great pleasure, and we had great pleasure to announce Kadir Nourzad. He is a great friend of mine. He has been on the show before, previously my Kung Fu instructor, and I'm going to let him, since Tao, and if I say something wrong, he's going to tell me Tao, that means to shut up George and let me do the talking, so I'm going to let him do the talking. And tonight, Kay Lazar is on assignment. The whole crew is on assignment. You get the man, you get the Mac Daddy, the man that is causing this wonderment for all you ladies out there. And the man of mystery right here, Kadir Nourzad. Kadir Nourzad, take it away, sir, and tell them who you are.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kadir Nourzad. I'm a philanthropist and a human rights activist. I'm working for international human rights activists, as well anti the chaos and genocide in Afghanistan, and I will work with the Hazara community in diaspora to stop this genocide and this inhumane act around the world, and especially in Afghanistan by the terrorists in Afghanistan.
That's great. And we, as an American citizen, we see it, we watch it. And this man here is a trooper. This man has done it all. And I tell you what, and of course, you have done it all, haven't you? I mean, you've seen the world. You've been around the world. You know.
I've been more than 83 countries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you been to the planets?
This is a planet. My planet.
Okay.
My blue planet.
Right. Have you been to Mars and Venus?
No, not yet.
Yeah,
maybe when the Elon Musk shoot the.
Well, right. And when we have enough.
I go with them together. We go.
Right, and when we have enough energy, like in the casinos where they pump all the energy in Las Vegas, all that energy, that oxygen, men will be able to breathe in, be able to breathe these planets. Check this out.
Yeah.
I am an alien from Pluto. I come from the planets of your choice. We are here to bless you and give you a good grain for your fast. I am the planet, I am the alien. I want to dance on your parade. I want to dance on your grave. Please. We're little green men that work hard, so you don't have to. Okay. All right, so, okay. It would have been funnier if I had the mask on or I had the alien's mask on. So anyway,
You're doing good.
I think I'm doing good, too.
You're doing great.
So yes, this man here is, he is a activist. He fights for what is right. All he needs is a cape and a suit, and he'll be like a superhero, right?
No, not
You gave a
really.
superhero?
No, I'm a fully human. I am not alien as you are.
Oh, well, you know.
But I will fight against injustice around the world,
Okay.
against the human who are causing killing, bloodshed, and carnage, and destroying people, property, stealing people's property, and larceny, and taking people's rights. Women are in danger in Afghanistan, especially. There are majority of women in jail. Basically, entire Afghanistan, half of population is in jail right now by the terrorist Taliban takeover back into the August 15, 2021. So this is the problem right now. We have to fight back against all of the
And
terrorists.
they camouflaged themselves as people that at first that that they were cordial to the United States, and then they flip, and then they show their Devon side, which is the devil side.
Sure.
And they go ahead and do these outrageous, crazy, just bombastic, demented things by throwing people out of airplanes. Incorrect. I mean, some of the things that they have done throughout the people, the natives there, they've done. They throw people out of airplanes. They've shot people in the face. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right. You're
Okay,
right, yeah.
so I mean, to temper it all, I mean, how do you stop someone and I guess are they martyrs, or they're martyrs? They feel like they're doing the work of God. Is that pretty much what it is, or what?
They originally, actually, they came back in 1992. They created by a bunch of the oil companies in Afghanistan,
Right.
to bring the pipeline of Turkmenistan under the Unocal deal.
Okay.
Once they took over into 1996 the power over Afghanistan, they start killing people, torturing, beating women in the public, lashing them, and also they rape them, marry them by force, even 14, 12 years old girl. They marry them by force, and they're taking in their places and use them as a concubine in their location. The children, they are child molester. They're killers.
So they force couples together that are not maybe sexually or physically attracted to one another. They force them together in a unity as husband and wife, or say you two must come together in marriage, or.
In some cases, yes.
Yeah.
That way also they themselves go into people's houses. Say, this is 1 kilogram of meat. Take this thing, cook
Okay.
this one, and I'm gonna marry you tonight, your daughter. They're doing this thing. This is sadly, of course.
Now, we all know about the good Mormons out there. They have 7 wives for 7 days. I'm not trying to make fun of it, but I mean, some of the mentality with some of these crazy people, I mean, do they have that mentality where they have, the 7 wives and 7, I mean, and correct me, Tal, if you want to.
No, Mormons actually probably they are much respectful people than them.
Okay.
Much respectful people. I cannot compare Mormon to terrorist group of Taliban. They believe 4 wives they're gonna marry, 4 wives. They also believe when they die, when they fight against you, when they die, they will go to paradise and marry 72 virgin in the paradise. so they are those
They were married 72 virgins.
72 virgins.
Not 73 or 74.
No, 72 only.
Asking the
72.
exact.
Yeah.
So 9 times 8.
72.
9 times 8, folks.
They are crazy people. They believe in 72 virgin.
Right.
They try to go to paradise and sleep all of them with 72 people.
Yeah.
By the name of God, by the name of religion of Islam, by the name of this 72 virgin, they kill people, they torture people, they make bombs, put in the streets, and the traveler walk on top, they blow up. They are the craziest people in the planet right now.
Yeah.
They are the terrorists. They bring all Al-Qaeda's. They bring Daesh, ISIS groups. They bring Sipai Sahaba, Sipai Muhammad. All terrorists around the world come and they host them there.
Right.
And after that, they go after the regular.
How many of these people do you think that are now in the United States that are become domestic terrorists, or who have camouflaged themselves as in people that are in the United States? How many people would you say offhand would be that have now from the Taliban that are, I guess, U.S. Well, dare I say, maybe U.S. citizens, or maybe just living in the United States, then becoming domestic terrorists? How many, if you had to take a calculation?
I think you put me in the spot now.
Okay.
Because, yeah, that's good. I will answer that question. That's
Okay,
good.
so, yeah.
During the retrograde, which we pulled out from Afghanistan on August 15, 2021, around 130,000 people from Afghanistan run to the airport of Kabul airport and throw themselves in our airplane and come out in Qatar airport. Majority of them had no documentation, no proper background check, no fingerprints, nothing. But they came all in Qatar and we processed them, brought them in the United States. That is, I think, going to cause a lot of terrorist activity in the future in Afghanistan. I mean, in the United States, from Afghanistan.
Okay.
Those people, or majority of them, are not. They never worked with our troops in Afghanistan. They never helped our cause in Afghanistan to fight against terrorists. But they came in the country and are leaving out of our money, out of our taxpayer money, out of your pocket, out of the people pocket money. They leave here and we gave them money to be here. And still, when I talk to some of them, they're still defending Taliban in here. So that's
and they taking away jobs from the American citizens that live in the United States, taking away jobs from here. But
they don't work. They get free money.
Oh, they get free money.
They get free money while they work. Yeah, so these are the problem right now when we're facing that. Of course, the people was here before. Some of them also defending and lobbying for the terrorists in the United States.
So a good handful, you think?
I think it's a handful of people here. Majority of FBI should go after them and CIA should go after them and capture them and look at them. They are really a troublemaker for the country. And the future, I'm worried for my kids, for the American children here in this country. They will cause a lot of damage for this nation.
Right.
So we have to rethink about their existence here and also go intensively background check to see and ask their neighborhood what's their behavior. Some of them came here and raped young girls in schools, tortured them and pushed them and forced them, and some of them they killed even.
Right.
And maybe there is around 20, 25 of them is in jail right now.
Right.
In our eating our
And we
money.
already have loonies already here that are American citizens, so we're just adding to the populations of loonies pretty much. We already have domestic loonies already doing their thing, like Jeffrey Dahmer, and of course he's dead, and of course, the BTK killer Dennis Rader, he's dead. But, but newer generations of these people,
George, this is the problem here, right? The United States, we as American citizens, we do not appreciate the freedom and the beauty of this country.
Okay.
And there is those lunatics actually causing here, they never seen tyranny. They never seen oppression. They never seen killing by terrorists and torture and stealing, robbing their houses, come from the different various group and raping their wife and children.
Right.
But once they see that one, they're going to see, thanks God.
If you disrespect them or if you disrespect the government, they take your life.
There's no government. There's actually chaos. There's
the puppet government.
There's puppet government and chaotic, and they're proxy governments.
Okay.
They are sent by the intelligence of other governments. Descended in Afghanistan. Taliban, the majority of them, they're intelligence of the other government. They're proxy of the other governments.
Right.
And they are causing intensive problem for the 40 million population of Afghanistan. People running, 4.5 million people run away from Afghanistan due to the Taliban existence and taking over Afghanistan.
Right.
So those people came in Europe, in Eastern, Middle Eastern countries,
right,
as well also United States and South America, and even Canada they came. Even Australia they went there.
Wow.
Some of them they're not loyal to those countries. They are not loyal to their country. They are just loyal to the terrorist group.
Okay.
So we have to be aware about it.
But can we call them martyrs, or some are?
They are murderers. All terrorists are murderers.
Well, I mean,
all terrorists are killers.
I'm saying they're martyrs. They believe and they will die for their own what they believe in.
For their cause, yeah.
Yeah.
They believe if you wage jihad against infidels,
okay,
which they called me because I sit with you. I'm part of infidel now because you're infidel, and they called me and you.
Well, you're American just as much as I'm.
But they call us infidel. But even I'm Muslim, but they call me infidel because I sit with America. I believe in the integrity of the land here.
Okay.
So they think everyone is sitting with this and believe in that they're terrorists. I mean, they're infidels. The terrorists believe they're infidels.
Right, exactly.
So for this reason, they're lawful to kill us, and they're lawful to. They think there's a Sharia law, which is the interpreting of Islam in a wrong direction, twisted, awkward, and stupid way. They're twisting, they're interpreting Quran, and
they believe the woman should be seen and not heard.
No, women should be leaving the house as a slave.
Okay, so
They
they
should
can't
not go
be
outside.
seen, not heard,
No.
at all.
Not even go to school. All the school is shut down right now. Universities are shut down for the woman. Women cannot go even in the university right now.
Right.
So this is the main problem in Afghanistan. Today is the first day of the United Nations Assembly in Qatar, Doha. Today, right now, it's happening. Right.
Right.
Now. It's in right now.
Right.
They are talking about they're not recognizing Taliban. The deputy of chairman of the United Nations, Amina Mohammed, went and lobbied for the Taliban to bring the Taliban on table of negotiation to open some of the schools and get recognized by the world government.
Right.
This is dangerous. This is dangerous for the world.
Right.
A terrorist government. We fought for 20 years against them. They blew up our people. 4,000 of our people got killed in Afghanistan because terrorists killed them. And now we can recognize them. Oh, thanks, you killed our people, our son, our children killed in Afghanistan as a uniform people.
Yeah.
But now we're doing this. This is really dangerous for the entire world.
Okay. And we're not going to get too much in politics, but you do believe that it was kind of miscalculated.
Well, the Bush administration did some miscalculation on that.
Yeah.
I don't go to the politics too much
Yeah.
because we all know that,
Yeah.
because one of them they gave $300 million to come up to the table of negotiation. The other one pull out from the country. So without any kind of backup, without any kind of proper documentation with the Taliban to sign the treaty in Doha, Qatar, in 2019, and they didn't obey by the law.
Let's kind of change gears for a little bit. We'll get back to that for a second.
Yes, sir.
President Bush Jr., President Bush Jr., we know W. Bush, believed that back in 2003 that we needed to attack, Iraq. And we knew that, of course, everybody knew that intelligence knew that Bin Laden and Saddam Hussein couldn't stand one another. Bush was determined to believe that 9/11 was due to go after Iraq, go after Saddam Hussein, which more or less that was Bin Laden's work in play, and and all that. Now we look back upon that from 2003 to 2000, dare we say, 20 years later, 2003 to 2023. We look at that 20 years later. We know that that should have been handled different. We know that should have been handled totally different. What do you would you find anything, communism or dictatorship, do you find anything good
In communism or in
communism into, I guess the word I'm looking for. No, I'm thinking of the word. I think that the word I'm looking for is dedication to the government, or dedication to what they believe in, solidarity, solidarity into what. Do you think that there's any good can become, besides of trying to dictate and try to tell people what they do and hurt people because they don't believe in certain things? Do you think that there is any good qualities that could be manifested from what they're doing?
They spend it, especially during George Bush, spent $2.8 trillion, $2.8 trillion of United States money,
right,
and taxpayers to for building Afghanistan government, for building the infrastructure in Afghanistan.
Right.
Besides, they were fighting against terrorists. That was at the beginning was really good for the world, for them, and we also keep the terrorism all intact in their region, in the mountain. Mm-hmm. And they bombed them. A majority of them got killed there. But after slowly in 2005, 2006. They deviate from themselves from that kind of strategy to kill the terrorists and build that. They try to preach different slogan. This is, we're gonna earn the heart and the mind of the people there in order to control them. Mm-hmm. And that was a stupid idea. You cannot earn and win the heart and mind of the terrorists. Terrorists is a mentality. They are
right. I mean, we know that. And the point I was making.
Second point there.
Well, the point I was making was some good. I mean, basically, solidarity in the government, along it's to protect their people, not protect their individual pockets or protect the individual government, protect the society as a whole. But obviously, they're not protecting society as a whole. They're attacking their own. And genocide obviously is definitely what's
Yes.
what's being served up.
Yeah. The problem.
But go ahead.
Yeah, the problem, George, genocide occurred back in 1892
Okay.
in Afghanistan against the Hazara. 62% of the indigenous population of Hazara got eradicated, killed under the genocide of the King Abdurrahman in Afghanistan. But after that genocide has continued. Hatred, phobia, racism, it's continued toward until now.
Right.
They're killing toward one specific group of Hazara. They're killing them, tortured them, and they took them to the slavery. They sold them in the market for 1 penny even to insult them.
That's insane.
That's insane.
Yeah.
But that happened before. But during the attacking, during 20 years, the invasion of United States or incursion of United States to the Afghanistan that happened, it was the marvelous time for those groups. We helped them. They educate themselves. They become a doctor, engineer, pilots. Amazingly, they
Right.
grew
Well,
up.
some are smart people. No doubt.
they're
I mean, they're smart,
Yes.
but they're a little bit, eccentric. Or
But the Hazara people did actually. They were under tyranny. They suddenly came out from under tyranny. They blew up, blossom like a very good. They helped the country infrastructure.
So, in retrospect, do you see where there's a democracy, so I guess a pseudo democracy, or there's a democracy that is there now, let's say in Iraq, due to, I guess, the one good thing about it is maybe a democracy. I don't know, because you kind of know.
I've been there in both countries.
Yeah, so, I mean, is that what Iraq is now?
Iraq is a little bit different. Iraq came from under totalitarian regime of Saddam Hussein, which he was a very killer. He was a gases people.
Well, right, that was also genocide as well.
Genocide, he was against Kurdish, against the north, against the Sunni in the north.
Well, he was Sunni.
He was Sunni, but he killed Sunni.
Yeah,
he killed all Sunni.
exactly.
And also killing the south in the Basra and those areas, Shiites also he killed. But Saddam, the situation was different. Once he perished, he got away and he executed by his own people in the court. The government came together, developed a unification government under the federalism, which Iraq never faced any federalism government. But now Iraq has a four or five states now as a federalism. That was good for the Iraqi people. The federalism, Kurds living in their own sections, and Sunni living in their own section, and Shiite living in their section, and Yazid and other people, other group living in their own section. But they have a total freedom right now. They're their own states.
So I guess a pseudo-democracy, or kind of like somewhat of a democracy.
It is pseudo-democracy right now. But in Afghanistan, during 20 years, democracy was robbed, and the puppet government or the corrupted government of Karzai and Ghani was a really bad government, bad system of government. They stole this money we sent it, our taxpayer, your money and my money, and the other people, American money. They sent it there to build Afghanistan and build the government. They took that money and they invested in Dubai, in Qatar, and invested in Turkey, and they took all of the money out of the country. So they robbed the nation, they robbed the United States forces, they robbed the United States government, those two governments, Karzai and Ghani. So there was actually some sort of democracy in Afghanistan. For the woman has right to go to school, woman has right to go to Congress and Senate, woman has right to be teacher and professor in the schools. But now everything take back. The corrupted government of Ashraf Ghani flee away from the country. Other people, the terrorists come and take over. He actually gave to the terrorist, Ghani, handed over to the terrorist, and he ran away with $160 million in his pocket.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So, I mean, all right, so in broad terms, socialism. Let's talk about socialism. I mean, that's not in some European socialism. What's your opinion on socialism? Does it work?
Socialism in some country which is work properly, probably because of their free healthcare, free education, free other services. Some places works, like maybe Norway, Sweden, even their kingdom, they have a socialist system.
So socialism, socialism is not totally. You wouldn't think it's totally.
It's not bad actually. It's not bad system. But as we portrayed in the United States, since we're a capitalism country, so they think socialism is evil. But they think mixing up socialism with communism. Communism, of course, is evil. They are only controlling.
I've always thought that there's some good in socialism. I've always thought they were good. There's good things in socialistic values and socialism as a whole, because it's at least unlike what's happening in the Middle East. It's a government that's trying to help It's people. It's a government that's trying to help,
Social.
trying to help the poor, the indigent, and people out there that need to be provided for. So we look as a whole in the United States, and we say, well, we're a capital and we're a democracy, and yes, we are freedom, and there's freedom here in the United States. But is it really freedom? And I asked this question and I'll tell you my opinion about it. But are we really living in freedom?
Well, this
here in the United States.
Yes, yeah. We have a great freedom than other country when you compare around the
Right.
world. I've been in many countries. I've been in Europe. I have been in Asiatic countries and Asia. I've been in many Middle Eastern countries,
Okay.
and also South Asia, Polynesia, and even in China and Korea. They are not having a good freedom we have here.
Right.
The freedom of United States, you feel home here. Actually, there is a good freedom, but if people abuses this freedom and they kill themselves each other. They kill each other in Chicago, in New York, in Los Angeles. I mean, in Miami and those areas. They're robbing each other. Those are abusing this
Exactly,
freedom.
exactly.
But there's not against the freedom.
Well, in freedom of speech versus freedom of what's the word I'm looking for? Freedom of speech versus
Freedom of action.
to say whatever you want to say, and to say in a movie theater there's fire in a movie theater when there's no fire. To use the racial slur the racial slur, the N word, to call a Jewish person, a K, and using all these derogatory slurs, or to use defamatory or to defame someone's person and character, and they say, oh, well, we can say whatever we want because it's freedom of speech, or it gives us that delegation to say it's freedom of speech, whatever. I think it's a milky water, kind of a tight rope. Yes, it's good to have democracy. It's good to be able to speak your mind, but I don't know. There's a thin line that's drawn. What is acceptable, what is not acceptable. Though we have gone a little bit we've become overly too sensitive. In some cases, we've become extremely sensitive. So try to find that fine line in the sand, the fine line in the market. So just bringing it to the United States, we claim that we have all these freedoms and we're better than these the Middle East and all that. But dare I say, yes, the Middle East and the country, they have their own issues. But if someone is going out of their way to attack someone, and maybe I'm saying this because of my own personal stuff, but if someone is going out of my own personal endeavor, but if someone's going out of their way to attack someone, at least there, and then dare I say, in that kind of government, you can't do that because you're going to get your fingers chopped, or you're going to get your tongue chopped, or whatever, to speak, and you're going to get torched for that. You can say whatever, but it's just being demonstrative, and being just totally continually to attack. But I find it all fascinating. I find it all fascinating with what where we become, how we were 20 years ago. What were the social cues then versus the social cues now? What has become acceptable 20 years ago and what is acceptable now 20 years now? But okay, saying all that, democracy itself we cannot force a sovereign country. We cannot force a sovereign country to feel the way that we feel. Sure. Right? I mean, it's a good thought. Yeah. It's a nice thought to think. But there's no way we can do that. There's many. Well, I mean, and because you've been there. Where do you think Afghanistan will be? What do you think Afghanistan that will break free from the Taliban here eventually, or do you think that we are going to be? What do you think? Do you think that let's say 20 years from now, you think that the Taliban will be just like another crazy bunch of people, and then Afghanistan can work upon like what Iraq is doing? Yeah,
first we can talk about the freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Freedom of speech is our first amendment, the first constitution right in the United States. Of course, it's a beautiful, as you mentioned, that we cannot lie about something that they say, that's a freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Or insult one race, that's a freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Or go after some kind of gender or race or religious background or a specific target, that's because of a race. That's true. But that's a beautiful, only exists in the United States, but that did not practice around the world, especially in China. If we talk about this stuff, you go to jail. In Afghanistan, if you talk this one, you will be killed and go to jail and tortured and punished. Right. But as far as Taliban persistent to stay there in the power in Afghanistan, that's a different issue. The pocket of resistance developed in all parts of Afghanistan right now, from social media, from military aspect, from the religious aspect, as well also the economical aspect, also the tribal uprising against Taliban come up from every pockets. And they kill left and right, and in Panjshir region, a lot of Tajik people right now, because they uprised against them. They call them Baghi, or rebellion, that they are fighting against the Taliban government, their Islamic government. They call them, they should be execute all of those people if they fight against. But the people are rising. The woman right now, yesterday, women protest in the Kabul city. They send me information and document and their movies. I have a lot of their movies. They send the woman protested bravely in the street of Kabul, uprised against the Taliban, chanting death to Taliban. We don't want terrorists. Do not recognize the Taliban. Say, oh, United Nations, stop lobbying for the terrorism in Afghanistan. They were chanting in the streets. We want our right, our justice, our freedom. We want education. We want to open the door of the schools. The women were chanting. So the women movement around the world, which is 50% or 52% of total population of Afghanistan, they're fighting back against the terrorism. And the young people and the loyalist people, the human rights activists as me, as other people, they are fighting back against the terrorism and Taliban. Yeah. We have to stand up against this kind of carnage and this kind of bloodthirsty oppressor, the tyranny of Taliban communist system of Islam communist systems.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Now, let's change gears again. Vladimir Putin in Russia, what's going on there? You think that that's going to end bad, or do you think that they know that basically, look, that you got your nukes, we've got our nukes, and Kim Jong-un has got his nukes, and this person, Iran, got their nukes. Yeah. So, hey, if you want to have a nuclear holocaust or nuclear fireworks or whatever, we're going to put our nukes and we're going to use your nukes. What do you think? And let's take it from Russia. You think that Vladimir Putin can become to the same level of what, dare I say, and I don't think so. I think this is going to be dealt with. But do you think that Russia can become the next Germany? There where you say the way it was with Hitler. Maybe that's a different lifetime. So maybe we're more modernized and we know the signs now that it's not going to ever be another Hitler. Putin could be that.
Yeah. The communists always has intention to violate the human sanctity and human rights of other nations. They always invaded. During the communists, they attacked Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, Turkmenistan, Georgia, including they attacking the Ukraine. They were free country before, but they attack and grab them. They were under even Bulgaria, Czechoslovakia, Romania.
And Jordan at one time, the guy who became a tyrant. He was an ally of us, in Jordan, and then he became a tyrant back in the day.
Yeah,
Jordan. What's his name?
Georgia.
I think
Georgia, not Jordan. Jordan never been attacked by
Jordan?
Russia.
I thought it was Jordan.
Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Georgia was attacked by the Russia. Of course, they were captured by Russia for 60 years. They were under their control.
Okay. I thought the king of... Okay.
No.
Okay.
Georgia was created back... Jordan was created in 1945 and 1947. They created by British, separated from the Israel. And at that time, Israel was not as a country existed. Was separated from Palestine body, which was neighborhood of Lebanon and Syria. That time was that. But they were created... They never attacked against Georgia. Georgia was part of the British Allies force, and even the King Abdullah was part of the Allies. The wife of King Abdullah was from the mother of King Abdullah, the new King Abdullah, was from British, from England. They were not attacked this time, yeah. But Georgia was attacked. Georgia as a free country right now, they got attacked and controlled 60 years under the communists they were. And right now the Ukraine attack by the Russia is another scenario of that fight, exactly exactly continuation of that communist invasion in the Eastern Europe. So the Putin attack, I mean the communist attack in Afghanistan back in 1979 killed 2 million people in Afghanistan. Communist attack in North Vietnam from China, they killed many people in there. Communists controlled North of Korea, then they put war against the United States, the South. There were very bad war between South and the North, and until they find division there. So their communist intention of communists is to attack another nation to control them. So the Ukraine is not the stranger to the attack. It was been before under the domination of the communist ones. The second thing, this war is dangerous. This war because both United States providing billion dollar to Ukraine and the Russian was getting their allies from China, from Iran, from other countries, small countries like some other Middle Eastern country like Syria and those people, and collecting warrior from those region and bringing fight for them, the recruited people into the Ukraine. This is a really dangerous part. They may cause in the future, hopefully they don't cause that the WW3 or World War III. I hopefully they don't cause that war. That war is dangerous.
But I like to think that we have, that even though no matter what, that we are, I mean, these people know that you do a nuclear war, you're going to go down too. Now they maybe don't care because they're martyrs, but they have the mentality of, well, we don't care, we're martyrs, we'll fight for the bitter end. But someone who values life, values the human sanctity of life, or the human life as itself, you'd think in the same thing that, look, we're going to blow them up, we're going to get blown up too in the same battle. So it's not worth a nuclear war. Now, that's what concerns me the most. That if with this going on in Russia, what's going on in Russia and Ukraine, because we're helping Ukraine as well as we should help Ukraine because they need to be left alone. But if Russia is trying to dominate and Russia is trying to take them, you wonder if it's going to get to that level. You wonder if it's going to become to that level of where it's going to be fireworks or it's going to be explosions in the sky, and where there we say the 70s song, all we are is just dust in the wind. All we are is just dust in the wind, you know what I mean? So, dare I say, I don't know you know about Rockin' the Kansas song, but you probably don't know that song, but anyway.
Yeah.
All we are is dust and okay. Anyway.
Yes, I heard that. But this is unfortunately, if that happens, it's a chaos among humanity and around the world. That will be chaos. Yeah. But Russian also brought their rockets near the toward the Norwegian and the northern Norway and Sweden, Finland. Those areas they brought their rockets and pointing toward the United States, also toward the Bering near Japan water. They brought some of the rockets I heard, but at the same time it happened exactly during the John F. Kennedy before he was murdered, before he was killed, John F. Kennedy. It happened that time also. Russian brought their all rockets on pointing from the Cuba toward the United States.
Right.
But the John F. Kennedy was smart enough, and he made a deal with the Khrushchev and Bulgan in that time in Russia, and they said, "Hey, could you pull out your rockets and your nuclear warheads from the Cuba, and I'm gonna pull out all of my rockets from the Turkey, if you do that." He tricked with Russia. He did a really good job on that. And Russia said, okay, we're going to sign a treaty then. And they signed a treaty in the United Nations. I think they're going to pull out both. When the Russian pulled out their rockets from the Cuba, John F. Kennedy did not pull out the rockets from the Turkey. Kept it there. And keep the water safe and did not let the Russian come to that area. So these are smart policies, smart ideology they did. Right. And Reagan did a really good decision also that time.
I'll tell you one, and we're jumping courses. I think Jimmy Carter, and I know Jimmy Carter gets so much attack about his presidency when he was president. Jimmy Carter and he did a lot of good stuff.
He's still alive.
He's 98 years old in hospice care.
90 or 100?
98 years old in hospice care, and he's a trooper. He's being blessed for all the years that he's did. This man has done a lot of good things, And Jimmy Carter, I'll say this to the bitter end. Jimmy Carter was the one that got those hostages out of Iran. And you want to argue about it? I'll argue about that. No. Jimmy Carter was the one that got those hostages out of Iran. The Ayatollah Khomeini did not want to give Carter did not want to give Carter any credit whatsoever.
You know what? The reason?
Because
Jimmy Carter was a humanist person.
Yeah.
He was a philanthropist person. He was a great person, Jimmy
Yeah.
Carter. But they humanized him. They dehumanized him, Jimmy Carter, after when they ran away from the country, and they Ayatollah Khomeini took over the Iran power,
Right.
and get hostage from the United States embassies in Tehran, and they took hostages. When they took hostages, Jimmy Carter team went into Iran and negotiated that hostage to come release. But there was another deal behind of the curtain with the Reagan. I think General McNain was there. I think they call Grenada Contra. Or that what they call Iran Contra.
Okay.
Iran Contra, probably.
I didn't know.
Iran Contra was a deal that Mr. Reagan was giving weapon indirectly to Iran to fight against the Iraqis that time. And at the same time, when Jimmy Carter gave the Iran Contra money to to Ayatollah Khomeini did not release. He was because signed the General McNain was, I think he mentioned before that he was lobbying for this. If you do not release the hostages from the United States, diplomat hostages,
Right.
During Jimmy Carter, let the Reagan win the election. Once he won the election, released during the Reagan, Mr. Reagan.
So you're saying it was already the election was already pre-planned?
Yes, yeah, but then they gave weapon there after the Mr. Reagan gave a weapon and the Contra, but also the
Iran Contra, yeah, of course.
Yeah, Iran
Iran
Contra,
Contra
yeah.
with Ali Norf doing his little thing and involved in that.
So for that reason, they released him during Mr. Reagan, and Mr. Reagan they get the election, won the election, and became really powerful.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't, and Reagan's probably the only Republican that I could kind of
respect.
Yeah, Reagan's probably the only Republican that I like. Well, no, I mean, because he's
a politician.
He's will Gorbachev will tear down that wall, so I can see the German girls' underpants under their dress. Will tear down that wall. Anyway, so but yeah, I mean, just in history as a whole, the Billy Joel song, "We Didn't Start the Fire."
Yeah.
We didn't start the fire, and we did. I mean, the fire was started many years ago, many centuries ago. There was a fire, and what we do, we're dancing in the fire, so to speak.
Correct.
But you think about people that just are good, like I said, with Jimmy Carter, a great humanitarian. Jimmy Carter building houses for poor people in Plains, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. That's why he's blessed with 98 years of life and is still kicking. A lot of good people, that have lived a long, rich life. They have done good. So there is a thing of, I guess, where you say karma or justice or karma, and people that, of course, then too, there's also people that are good people, they're no longer here with us. But it makes you think about where we've been and where we are now as society. You're going to always have evil people. There's always going to be evil people, no matter how you look at it in society, because people are just, that's how people are. And there are good people that have a good soul, a good heart, and want good intentions being done. I think the United States, and of course, I don't want to get into this, and I know people have different opinions. I think there's some mistakes that Joe Biden has made, but I think that for the most part, and this is just my opinion, I think Joe Biden has served this country for before he was president for 47 years. He loves this country for 47 years. Unlike, and of course, Trump. I mean, he didn't serve the country. Trump, was, he wanted to do a lot, and he wanted to become president. And it goes to show you that I guess anybody can become president. You can become president. I can become president. Well, that's right. Yeah.
I won in Afghanistan.
Well, you and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
You can't be president.
We can.
Arnold be back.
Yes.
But you can't be president. Okay. Well,
vice president.
Maybe I can become president.
Why not?
I don't. So, but then that would fall true for VPs too, though, right? So you could be a VP too.
Yeah. You can.
No, I'm saying for someone who's not a citizen.
I'm a citizen.
Well, you're a citizen, but I'm saying that you could be.
You can be vice president, I guess.
You can be VP versus president. Okay.
But you can be run any office, except the president.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can also, be the captain of the Starship Enterprise.
Yeah.
This is Captain Gene T. Kirk of the Starship Enterprise. Spawn. Are there Klingons in your bunghole? Captain, that's highly illogical, Captain. Highly illogical. I do that because I'm a big William Shatner fan.
Yeah.
You're good at it. Yeah. So Kevin saw actually Shatner. There was what do you call that thing?
Where is Kevin?
Kevin is under assignment.
Secret assignment, undercover.
I think his what is it? I think his niece is getting an award or something.
Good.
He's working on his play too.
Okay, well that could it's working on his play. I thought it was bad to do with his niece though. I thought it was
might be that too.
I don't know.
He's trooper.
I mean, how bizarre. I mean, he's the. He does.
I wish he was here today.
Yeah, he should be. He does magic. He does. He does magic. He does magic. He
Kevin
pulls rabbits out of hats and all that. Pull rabbits out of dresses and all that.
Oh my God, where are you hiding? He's himself.
Yeah, I was going to say Hocus Pocus, and there he is.
Oh yeah.
What? 5 minutes? 10 minutes?
10.
Oh, 10. Well, 10 minutes or more. A lot to talk about. Okay, so we are here. I am Gorgeous George, and you're not. Maybe you say, well, Gorgeous George, you're an arrogant cuss. Well, maybe I am, but I can be. And you can sit back there and get your number 2 pencil and take notes, because there'll be a test after the show. And in case you didn't know, I've been under a rock. This is the book. What is causing all this right here? What is causing all this? My face is right in the center of the book. This man read the book. This man read the book. Tell us what you thought of the book.
That book is really actually a nice book. It's good story and humor there as well also, and also there is a very sad story in the book also.
Yeah.
It's as I believe.
So is it a Hallmark book, or is it like a Hallmark Christmas card?
No, humor. There's a humor. I mean, you can sell it there too, but it doesn't matter. Anywhere you can sell it. That's a good to do.
Well, no, but I mean,
why not?
You see, so is it like so you said as a sad book?
It is the tragedy of human history, the tragedy of human life.
It's my life. I mean,
there's a good
can't make this stuff up here.
And also, you wrote something about me in that book. Also.
Yeah, I did.
I don't know what you did.
Yeah, I did.
But I read it. I was laughing at it.
You were laughing at it?
Oh my God!
Move, fat boy! Get up!
When he was my student there in the Kung Fu Academy, you were doing good though.
Yeah, I did. I did all right. I could have done better.
You were moving really fast.
I was definitely
kicking.
moving.
And I never believe you can jump up and do.
Did I jump high enough?
Yeah, I did. That was.
Did I jump high enough?
That's good enough. You reach on the face of people. That's good enough. Kick them on their face.
Kick them when they're up.
Yeah.
Kick them when they're down. Kick them when they're up.
Oh yeah.
Kick them when they're down. So I know that there's people that have already read this book, and there are people out there. There's a funny part where I have to read them. I'm going to get. Well, I don't. Okay, let me get to that part right now, because it's the funniest thing in the book, and I know that maybe it might be a little bit questionable, but I think it's fine, and I just got to get to it.
Sure.
By the way, the show is being brought to you by Pruneless's Prune Juice. When you feel like you can't go to the bathroom and you need to really go and get a good kick, get that bottle of prune juice, and it will be Prunelicious. It'll give you a good kick, and you'll have a kick all over. And literally, you'll do a kung fu kick.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. That's right.
Do they pay for you or not, the prune juice?
I hope they do. I hope they do. They should. And Doxadan. When nature needs a little helping hand, Doxadan. And cream or in pills and suppositories. Okay. Let me. I was trying to.
You find that one? I'm gonna.
Say something. Say something.
I want the United Nations to do not recognize terrorist group in Afghanistan. I want U.S. Senate and Congress to step forward and to do not recognize Taliban as a legit government, as a terrorist government in Afghanistan. We fought 20 years against the terrorism in Afghanistan. So why we waste the life our 4,000 soldiers in Afghanistan if we recognize them? We will betray their life. We will betray those people who lost their life for saving this country. And also 4,000 people lost their life in the 9/11, and the terrorist was involved with that. So we have to defend every blood of American shed by the the terrorists. So I'm asking the Congress and Senate to recognize Hazara genocide and go forward and recognize this resolution of Hazara genocide and accept the resolution of Hazara genocide around the world to make the terrorists pay for that crime they committed against the innocent people around the world and killing many innocent people in Afghanistan during 130 years. Hazara people got executed and genocided.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't. I mean, there's things that have happened. There's nothing perfect. We can't say. I mean, we may have all made mistakes. Though the general idea was to get out of Afghanistan, but the way, I don't know. I mean, we were going to get out of Afghanistan, but I guess it's just looking at how it was and whatever.
But we should not pay right now. We're paying $40 million per week for the terrorism right now.
Yeah.
We should stop that paying for the terrorists.
No.
But that's not my money. That's your money. I pay tax to your brother. Why I should pay the terrorists that tax who killing me?
Yeah.
So they should stop that money. They should give that one directly to the poor people and the needy and the.
Well, yeah. I mean, and I think we should have some more. I think there ought to be some more, $1,400 gifts for the U.S. citizens right now. What we're suffering. I could use another $1,400. I mean, from the.
That's actually a couple $billion per year.
Yeah.
So we should, if you have a $3 billion per year, we pay the terrorists. Why not for giving to the each American? They deserve it. Why
Right.
not? You deserve it. We should take from that money because you're American. You're loyal to this country. Why not?
This is the funny part right here.
Go ahead.
This is the funny part right here. So we're gonna go. One hottie named. Okay, hold on. That's the wrong one. Okay, let me get down to here. All right, here we go. Of course, with all of the sexual prowesses that I've had and all the women that have been part of my world, one girl named Cynthia, a paid call girl, who I invited to my humble domain for several booty calls. The first time I paid, the next 5 times she paid. First night they appeared, my dad and stepmom were snoring away in their beds. And she asked me, who are they? I said, they're in-laws from out of town. She said, okay. So Cynthia was so great with her tongue, and she was blowing, I can't say what she was blowing, but she was blowing bubbles. It was great, because she was a giver as well as a receiver. 6 different accounts.
So George.
6 different I'm sorry. And she said, deeper.
Stop it, George. Stop. That's rated R.
I'm sorry.
That is rated R.
Okay.
Yes.
We got to have some point. Where is that? Okay. Someone pushing it.
Do you believe George is a moralist now?
Yeah. Go deeper. I'm trying. I'm doing the best I can. And then she paid. And she found
That's too private.
Well, no, but that's the best part of the book.
Yeah.
Out of all that, out of 31 chapters, that's part of the book.
Part of the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, the good stories. But you read a very provocative part of it. So that's.
So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I am nuts. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, in case you haven't heard, I am crazy. Crazy as a fox. So, yeah, I am just, I am trying to get things together in my life. We're trying to redo the website. We're trying to get this book in. We got to do some more revisions with this, but we're going to try to get it in retail, and then we're going to have a retail outlet, and you have the website we're going to feature, and we're going to get a lot of things done hopefully soon. I keep saying it, but it's just so much to do. It's so much time. It's so much to do with little time. And when you have a planner, when you have a portfolio, when you have everything you got to get, and you can't, and you got to build it up, and this is a short period. You got to work it. You got to spin the needle, or wax the mahogany, whatever terminology you want to use. But you got to make it right and make it great. And Rome was in the middle of the day. Oh man, that was a real fast 8 minutes, wasn't it? Rome was in the middle of the day, but it took the Lord 7 days to make most of what we see. Whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Buddhist, of course, I don't know if you remember this, but there was a woman that tried to recruit me as a Buddhist. You see her? You remember seeing
She
that?
looks like a Buddha statue.
Yeah. She tried to recruit me.
She can grab your stomach and say, good lucky.
Listen. If I do, okay, so what you try this out? Need liposuction?
No, I didn't say that.
No,
but that's a lucky.
No, listen, I've lost some weight, and I'm working, listen, when you become our age, well,
I'm a teacher. I can say whatever I want.
I know.
Tell
But when
them.
you come our age, it's, sometimes you do want to you do have that baby
You're
that's
right.
ready to come out.
Yeah, I get
And when that
it.
baby ready to come out, he'll come out with his feet first, and say it's good. But what was I saying? So yes, so the 2 minutes. All right, well, what can I say? It's a beautiful thing to see me on your picture tube. It's a beautiful thing to see me blessing your TV screen every time. One Mona Lisa, one Leaning Tower of Pisa, and it's only one Gorgeous George. And I was being told 2 minutes, so we're going to sit here and talk and talk and talk until we know that it's a done deal. Kadir, I'm glad that you came tonight. I'm glad you came and give us a little history upon what you've done. We know that you are a great humanitarian yourself. We know that you are a great, sincere, genuine person that has helped a lot of people in the different hemisphere in different countries. And we didn't get too personal about and there's no need to get personal because we kind of put it out there and then let people see and feel what they hear and be able to retrieve and be able to have the stimuli in their brain to know the difference. It's fascinating to see and hear what people have to say. It's fascinating from all cultures to get together and break bread and to know that, it's good. It's good to do that. Now, I don't know if we're still on, but I'm going to keep rambling on until we know that it's done. So, I think maybe I could come up with a song,
Go ahead.
I come up with a song. I'm every man. I'm every man. I'm every man, ladies. I'm what is causing all of this. I'm causing all this, and I'm causing something happening. Not a dry seat in the freaking house. Look down, and you trust me, there won't be a dry seat. Everybody will be excited to know that the man who was causing all this made everybody leak.
Yeah.
Just.